Hi guys, welcome back to our channel, and in today's video we are going to discuss merge two binary trees problem of LeetCode. So let us start with the problem statement. We are given two binary trees and we need to return a binary tree after merging these two binary trees. And for the sake of simplicity, we will be merging second binary tree into the first binary tree. We can do this otherwise as well. We can merge the first binary tree into the second one as well. But again, for the sake of simplicity, we will be merging second binary tree into the first and will be returning the updated first binary tree as a merged binary tree. So to explain this problem well, let us consider some examples. So guys, we will be having two binary trees T1 and T2. As we have discussed, we will be merging second binary tree into the first binary tree and will be returning updated binary tree T1, right? So let us consider some examples. Suppose we have a binary tree T1 and T2. We will be starting from the roots and we will be updating T1 in the process of merging these two binary trees, right? As we are merging T2 back into T1. So we start from here, we sum up these values 1 and 3 and update this node to 3 plus 1, 4. Now we will be moving leftwards. We will be updating this node's value to 6. Then we are here, we will be updating this value to 3 plus 5. So this will be our updated T1, which is essentially nothing but the merged binary tree. So consider another example. We have two binary trees T1 and T2. Now we will be merging T2 into T1. So we start from here. We will be updating this node's value to 1 plus 4. Moving leftwards, we are here. We will be updating this node's value to 7. 5 plus 2, 7. Now we are here. Now this node in T2 is null, but here in T1 it is not null, right? So we will consider this value as 0 and we will simply keeping this node as it is, right? So this is the merged binary tree for this particular example. So let us consider another example. Now suppose we need to merge these two binary trees T1 and T2. Again stating the fact that we are merging T2 back into T1, right? So we start from here, we update the value of this node as 1 plus 2, which becomes 3. Then we will move leftwards. Now we are at here, we will update this node's value to 4. Now we move leftwards again. Now as soon as we reach here, R1 and R2, R2 is null in our case, right? So what we will be doing is, we will not be traversing further down to T1 and we will simply be returning 5, right? And this tree will become. And why we are doing this? Because we know that if R2 is null, there is no subtree down there, right? So below R2 we will not be having anything in T2 to merge it into T1. Hence we will be ignoring these portion and we will simply be attaching this to left of this node, which is 4. Now we are here, we will simply be updating this node to 2 plus 3, which is 5. Now we again move leftwards. In this case both R1 and R2 are null, so we will simply be returning null. Now we move rightwards. We are here R1 and R2. Here R1 is null but R2 is not. So what we will simply doing is, we will be returning R2 and attaching this to 5, right? And why we are not traversing further down to 7? Because we know that as R1 is null, we will not be having anything down below R1 to merge it with T2, right? Hence we will simply be returning R2 and this will be our merged binary tree. So summing this up, we are having 4 cases. At any particular time, R1 and R2 both are null, R1 is null, R2 is null and no one is null. So in this case we will simply be returning null. If R1 is null but R2 is not, we will simply be returning R2. Why? Because as soon as R1 becomes null, we will not be having anything below R1 which we can merge with T2, right? So there is no point of taking further down to R2. But if R2 is null but R1 is not null, we will simply be returning R1. Why? Because R2 is null and there is nothing below R2 which we can merge with T1. So we will simply be returning R1. And if no one is null, what we will be doing is, we will be updating R1's value to R2 value plus R1 value and we will be returning R1, right? And why R1? Because as we have discussed, we are merging second binary tree into the first binary tree, right? So let us tend the recursion algorithm by considering the example given in the question itself. So this is T1, this is T2, and we are merging T2 into T1. So we will be starting from R1 and R2. Both are not null, right? As both are not null, we will be updating R1's value to 1 plus 2, which is 3. This R1 will say, I have updated my value. Please get my left subtree merged with T2. And after we have completed the merging of its left subtree, R1 will say, now go ahead and let us merge my right subtree with R2's right subtree. So initially R1 will say, okay, I have updated my value. Now go ahead and merge my left subtree. Now we reach here, R1, R2. Now R1 will update its value to 3 plus 1, 4, and R1 will say, I have updated my value, go ahead to my left subtree and merge my left subtree to R2's left subtree, right? So we will be reaching here, R1, R2. Now R2 is null, right? As R2 is null, there is no point of digging further to 5 because we do not have anything down below R2 which we can merge to R1. We will simply return R1 from here. So we move upwards. And 3 will say, okay, I have updated my value to 4. I have merged my left subtree with R2's left subtree. Now go ahead to my right subtree and merge my right subtree to R2's right subtree. Now R1 is null. As R1 is null, there is no point in digging further to R2. We will be simply returning R2 from here. So this 4 is attached right here. Now we will be moving upwards. Now we are again here. R1 will say, okay, you have merged my left subtree with R2's left subtree. Now go ahead to my right and merge my right subtree to right subtree of R2, which is this. Now R1 will again say, update my value to 2 plus 3, which is 5, and go to my left subtree. Left subtree of R1 and R2 both are null in this case, so we will be returning null here. Now R1 will say, okay, go to my rightwards. R1 will be here, R2 is here. Because R1 is null, we will simply be returning R2 from here and attaching 7 here. So this will be my updated and merged T1, right? One important point to note here is we are only digging down to the extent where any of the node becomes null, right? As soon as we have any node R1 or R2 becomes null, we will simply stop digging further. So if T1 has n number of nodes and T2 has m number of nodes, how many nodes we will be traversing? This is minimum of nm. So this is the number of nodes we will be traversing in our recursion. So guys, let us move towards code walkthrough. Here we are given a function which receives R1 and R2. Now I am checking if both of them have become null. So we do not need to do anything. We are simply returning null. Here in this if condition I am checking if root 1 is null, right? If root 1 has become null, there is no point of digging further to R2, right? Because we will not be having anything in R1 which we can merge with T2, right? So we will be returning root 2 from here directly. Here I am checking if root 2 has become null or not. Because as soon as R2 has become null, there is no point of digging down to R1 because we will not be having anything in R2 which we can merge with T2. If both of them are not null, we are updating root 1's value to R1's value plus R2 value, and we are recursively calling its left and right subtrees, right? So R1 will say, I have updated my value, now go ahead to my left and merge my left subtree to T2's left subtree, and after doing that I will say go to my right and go ahead and merge my right subtree to T2's right subtree, and after merging that I will return root 1. Let us try to submit this code. It has submitted successfully. Now let us move towards time and space complexity. So in this particular recursion, we are assuming that the number of nodes in T1 is n and number of nodes in T2 is m. So how many nodes are we traversing in our code? As we have discussed, we are stopping our recursion. As soon as any one of R1 or R2 becomes null, we are stopping our recursion, right? And hence the time complexity will be O of minimum of n and m. And what about space complexity? Let us consider two binary trees. T1 is having n1 nodes, T2 is having m nodes. T1's height is h1, T2's height is h2. At any point in time in our stack frame, we will be having minimum of h1 and h2 calls. This h1 will vary from log n to n. This h2 will vary from log m to m. Our space complexity will be minimum of h1 and h2. And to understand more about the exact status of our stack frames at any point in time of recursion, you can visit the space complexity computation of lonely nodes problem, and I will be adding the link of that video in the description itself. So guys, that's all for this video. Bye.